Hey guys, hope you're doing well. So as you guys know, last week we announced the new project car for the channel, which is going to be this beautiful 2010 Camaro 2SS. The goal is going to be to make it more aggressive, more modern, basically just upgrade the whole thing altogether. And before we can actually get to any of that, I need to fill you guys in on what's been done to the car so far and where we're actually coming from. A good amount of the stuff is actually going to be changed, but we're not starting from scratch. So today I'm going to break down everything that's been done to the car so far, and I'll give you guys a little bit of the game plan along the way. So let's get to it. So this is a 2010 Camaro 2SS RS in Victory Red. A lot of history with this car, a few speeding tickets, but rightfully so, and a lot of learning with this car. And the first thing that this car got was a MagnaFlow exhaust. As you can very subtly see right there, the MagnaFlow lettering. You know, a muscle car with MagnaFlow exhaust, you really can't get a better combination than that. And I did manage to get this cold start for you guys just so you can hear what it actually sounds like. The car already has a pretty aggressive sound that just heightens it even more. I would definitely recommend it because even at idle it sounds awesome. I don't know all the specs on it off the top of my head because it's been a bit, but it's going to be in the description box down below. I'm going to have a breakdown on the exhaust. Next are the wheels. These are drag DR36s, I believe, and I got these in chrome. I will say that I'm a classic car guy, so whenever this car came out, you know, I did want to basically pay a little bit of a tribute to the classics, and a lot of the classics have chrome wheels, so that's kind of where the inspiration came from. I do have some new wheels planned down the road for this car, so I'm probably not going to do chrome again, but nonetheless, that is why I got chrome in the first place a few years ago. Honestly, I think it came out pretty good, especially considering that I didn't do any chrome delete. So, you know, with the emblem and the trim around the taillights, it kind of flows together. So the next thing was the hood, which is a TS1 hood. It has 6 heat extractors, 3 on each side, and the cowl is actually raised as well. I got it color matched to the car, and the thing I really do like about it is the heat extractors are actually functional. So whenever you're actually driving long distances, you'll see the heat actually coming from the vents. The cowl also gives it that more aggressive, pronounced look, very similar to the classic Camaros that I was actually getting inspiration from. And then from there, I got dual body stripes. Now, Camaros do have rally stripes from the factory that you can get, but those don't actually wrap around the entire body. There were 2 cars that I actually took inspiration from. One was a classic 69 Camaro. Here's a picture of it. It had darker red paint, but it did have stripes, and it also had some chrome wheels. And then this other car that was at either a SEMA or at the LA Auto Show. I'm not really sure which one. It's just a picture I saw way back when. But that car's also a little bit of a darker red, and I thought they were white stripes, but they're actually like a light gray silvery color. But nonetheless, they're full body stripes, and as you can see, they actually painted the lip to match the body color of the car, and the stripes actually go all the way down the lip. I was a really big fan of that, and cool thing about these stripes is I got these done by Big Worm Graphics here in Texas, and they're actually known for all the work that they do with muscle cars. And the cool thing is they did use this car as a little bit of their poster car, I guess you could say, because whenever you actually search for Camaro stripes on their website, this is the car that came up. And even on Google, if you search Camaro stripes, granted this was a few years ago, if you search Camaro stripes on Google, this was actually one of the first cars that would come up on Google, which is actually really cool. There's been a lot more companies that get onto the scene since then, and a lot more models of stripes, so it's no longer, you know, that easily seen on Google. But it was pretty cool that it did have that little bit of recognition for a time frame. From there, we go to these bumper ports. These are the T3S, I think is the name of them, from ACS Composite. ACS Composite is probably one of the best companies you can get parts from, whether you have a Camaro or a Corvette. Their quality is top notch, and they have such great customer service. They're really knowledgeable, and they know basically everything about these cars. And I did get it with the Eagle light pods. There's 3 on each side, so kind of keeping that number 3 in there with the 3 vents on each side and then 3 light pods. So that was unintentional, but it came out looking really good. Nonetheless, those are also the DRLs. It does give a little bit of a different look to the front end, which I really did like. Now, for a time frame, this car did have vertical doors. They were really cool, and I was in a car club at the time, so it was obviously like, you know, you want to kind of have that really flashy car. Not necessarily the most practical for a daily driver. These doors are pretty heavy. It's more of a factor, I would say, if you're more just going to show off your car, not necessarily if you're going to use it like all the time. Because doors that open regularly from the factory and aren't meant to go up, they can be pretty heavy. But nonetheless, they're pretty cool. They're not for everybody. But I will say this, if you're going on a date and you have vertical doors, it's probably one of the nicest things to do. If you open the door for them completely, it has a little bit of a wow factor. And it lets you be a gentleman for whoever you're letting into your car. So, little thing of note that never really gets talked about, but definitely a big plus on those. Now, the last thing are going to be the Oracle afterburners installed in these taillights. You can see a little half halo, and that's basically what they are. They're just little LED strips in a half halo formation that become the running lights. They have this really nice custom factors to the rear end, especially since Oracle makes a lot of nice parts for the car as well. However, these are pretty old and pretty dated, but nonetheless, we're going to upgrade the taillights as a whole, so we'll see where we go from there. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed that little trip down memory lane. Definitely have a lot planned for this car. I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.